Okay, hello there everybody. Okay. Okay, hello there everybody. This is MMORPG here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy 14. Sorry if I haven't been streaming that much lately, but that is just because I got some RL stuff to deal with. But I think we all know that life can get to us sometimes, and things happen. And so anyways, last time that we saw each other is that we were over here, or about to go into Ferdola's place, or her cell, and if it comes down to it, I'll beat the evil living crap out of her. But anyways, let's have ourselves some fun. And oh yes, in the background, I did do quite a few things. One of them is hunting down aether currents, which was pretty darn easy. Yeah, which is pretty darn easy. So if anyone out there who decides, like, saying, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and unlock flying, it's pretty darn easy. Practically all you have to do is to follow the MSQ, and you will already be near an aether current at the same time. Well, even though there's going to be side quests from time to time, you're looking for a side quest that has, like, a blue thing, a blue symbol that looks similar to this one over here. I mean, this one. You're looking for that symbol, and it'll give you a thing for in the quest reward is in an aether current. Basically, that's all you gotta do. Just do those side quests, unlock the aether currents from quest rewards, and then at some point you have to go ahead and start doing some searching. So you just head it over to your collection, which should be right over here, and you do that. And that's practically what you're going to need to do. So anyways, you just do the MSQ, you'll possibly be a aether current. You have the commander's permission to enter then? Yes, I will enter the prison.
Well. So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men. And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
Jeez, okay, grudge match? Okay.
That's a lie, and you know it. You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless, relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fedora. I see you for what you are.
Okay. That must be Frodola as a little girl.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right.
Yeah, the Imperial Viceroy is a messed up motherfudger.
Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
Oh, Gaius is the Viceroy? Okay.
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigho. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Well, I guess it might be true one way or another. Gaius is indeed as... He's more man, I have to say that he's more decent than Xenos. Like, even Gaius is like saying, I'm not gonna take on that Warrior of Light in a vengeance spree. Nope. He know when to call it quits. Uh-oh.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Don't sing any... Nope, no, no.
Father, what did that man call us?
No, they should have just kept walking.
That lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
Oh, jeez. It's that kind of people. Okay. Oh no. She's a kid. She's a kid.
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of arms.
Okay, so it's a prime directive. Okay, so they're the conquerors. They don't want to get involved in the conquered. Okay. So it's a prime directive all over again. Well, not exactly the prime directive since they invaded, since they conquered. But still.
We're citizens. We have rights.
Yeah, even though they conquered Alamigho, turned Alamigho into a province, they would still not treat the Alamigans as one of theirs. The same thing happened when America before America became independent. The British was in control of the Americans, and they basically did not have the equal rights that British citizens were. The British citizens having. It's like, even though they go ahead and pay their taxes, yeah, they go ahead and pay their taxes, yep, they get the, yeah, they pay their taxes, they get their goods to them, yeah, they ship the goods back to England, they pay their taxes, they did everything like a good British citizen would have done, and they still wouldn't be treated as one of them. And so now we're looking at is what I like to call the people who are conquered, thinking that the fellow conquered people are traitors. They had no choice.
It's alright. It's alright. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors! Traitors!
Oh no, that's a boulder! No!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
The guy is like saying he has to do something, and he's like, nope, my superior officer lets me do something, otherwise I would be punished way worse than what these people are going through. And now they're going to end up with a vengeance spree.
Fadola, please. You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier?
Vengeance.
Gods, what have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
No, you're not.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. No matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past?
Yep. We took a little peek.
And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led. The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay!
Now let's see my memories. And you thought you had it bad.
You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone.
Yeah, and you thought you had it bad.
The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
For those I have lost, for those I can yet save.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
Oh, you're the warrior of light. You managed to do all that? Go through all that pain? And still be on top? She can do it too. Oh, my blacksmithing is not high enough level for me to learn that. Okay. Looks good to me. Oh, block 3. Okay. There it is. Yep, got the achievement. Ah, contemporary to a gladiator or marauder? No, thank you. Okay, I think we're good. Echoes of an echo. I don't know what we solved, anything exactly, but we've given Ferdola something to think about at least. Aye, and we found something new to think about too. Okay, but the visions only come to me every now and then, from the way Ferdola kept wincing. Though I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time because she's not used to the echo. Or the echo did not come to her naturally. And that's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder if there could be some fundamental difference between one who was born with the echo and one who has been artificially imbued with it. Yes, the one who is naturally, they'll do just fine, but those who did it artificially will live with the side effects. Well, the Immortal Flames have been scouring the research facility ever since Liberation. There's a chance they may have some answers for us. General Alden's overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? And we shall. Because now I got flying. I wonder. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and troll someone. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's go do it. Okay. There we go. Clap. They have no idea that I'm way up here. Cool donkey bird, dude. Oh, thank you very much, Epip. How are you doing? General Alden is inside. Aye. Will you be joining him? Yes. What news? What's you spoken for Dola, I take it? Yes. She didn't say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arnold noticed something odd about her. He thinks that she might be having visions almost constantly about, which is not how the echo normally works. Have you found anything which might explain why it is so different for her? We have been hard-pressed just to organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the science expert assistance if you have time to lend a hand. How's life treating you, Epip? Okay. The device in which Cryo was held seemed more ominous now you know that its purpose. The surrounding pods are marked with supplied subject, while this one is labeled Master Subject. The Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I have been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain the ether of the occupant. Save that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. Oh geez, basically draining people's blood and putting it into a subject. Ugh. So many bodies, every one of them was a victim of these experiments. Few show any signs of external injury. From what I have been able to determine, they perished from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. Holy shnikes! Oh, that is disgusting! All those bodies went from there. Went from in there. They were alive and they put them in there. And then they drained them of everything they have. And they put them in bags. And Cryle was going to receive the aether from them. Oh man, that is the equivalent of, like, that would be equivalent of me going into that one there and receiving the blood of people. I think that would make me stronger and stuff. Ugh. I know a little and less of science, so any light you can shed on this facility's operations is much appreciated. Morrow, shall we start with you? And it's a freaking place that drains the people of blood, and then transfer the blood into the main host. Taken in combination with the testimonies of Cryle and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials were attempting here. The enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with ether, ciphered from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Cryle, the patterns of our etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they are trying to recreate Cryle's echo. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Cryle is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity in Fredola. The soldiers who guard Fort Dola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at her door night and day. If she can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past, she can only recount her own. But you don't just see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'll do to you. You'll never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Yaseli was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Horace Falger's past. for Dola must have been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. Jeez! Okay, so imagine. Freaking, like, you would have visions of your past. And you have to relive those bad moments of your past, I don't know, how many times a day? Jeez. That explains her request to be executed. Yes, to send her out of her misery. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. If the results of these experiments have been replayed back to Garlemald, there is not to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can for these gosh-forsaken procedures. And if Dola remains our best source of information, she'll not be getting her wish. Not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames. Let's go. I look for answers about the Echo and end up getting schooled by Ralbon. Yet more evidence that I do not know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him, not me. General Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns, Lise. You cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that I couldn't have conceived that mob to give up and go home. It made me realize how much we rely on his authority, and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going through the trouble of winning it back, might he not want to stay? 'Tis a quandary which countless refugees now face, to continue the life they built in Ul'dah, or start again in the land of their birth. Mario, a moment? I newly returned from Ul'dah with a message from the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time, my friends. And you deserve a head pass. Head pass for Pippin. An audience with the Sultana, depending on the nature of her consultation, this might be a perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Well, I like to know about those, Alpha Node, but not everyone as comfortable as interrogating royalty as Seal. Take no notice of him, Mario. I will interrogate the Sultana, alright. The Sultana streams. Alpha Node turns the thoughts that appears from adventurer to administration. Well, the question is how to put the Mad King's treasure to good use. Shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we about it, Arnvald? I am at your beck and call. And I shall be getting back to my own task. I'll organize a squad of heads down to the ruins and start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send the animal my regards, Mara. And ours too, if you please. We shall see to your return. Yes, too, I am serious. I am not going to give any of you my regards. Flood you Lise and flood you Alfie. I will not send the Sultana their regards. And Ulda. Okay. Got a lot of flying. Yeah, got a lot of flying. Just gotta brag at the people about flying. Who are you? The Rise of Fallen Gentlemen. I think that's the Hildebrand quest line. We're possibly gonna do that tomorrow. Who are you? It's the Reaper quest line, okay. Let's see. We need to head to Chamber of Rule. Mister, what did you say to me? You should say, you can pass, sir. Nope, he just says, watch where you're going. Oh well, I'm only kidding. This time, Nanamo, I'm not gonna be drinking wine. Nope.
Thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy.
Yeah, we killed a big motherfucking dragon. And it was big. The dragon's tail was no match for my wee-wee. Because my wee-wee is bigger than the dragon.
The liberation of Alamigho will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future.
Yep, and Raoul would never leave Ul'dah unless the Sultana said so.
All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Ul'dah home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of alamigho.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like how it is when it comes to being an American sometimes. People from all over the world coming over to America to better themselves. And at some point, they would want to return home. To live out their days. This is one of those cases where people can definitely call the U.S. home, but it would never be home. But it might never be home to them. Because their heart's in another place. I've seen it myself before. From my friends sometimes.
Sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss.
It's similar to a thing. Like I have a few friends that were from Russia. They came on over to America to better themselves, but their hearts are still in Russia. So yeah, they could possibly call America home, but deep down it would not be feeling like home. I've seen it before.
Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigho and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt.
Yep, he only came to Ul'dah in order to better himself. He still has alamigho in his heart.
Whether Raoban chooses to remain in Ul'dah or return to alamigho, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears.
Yep, you do that.
Might I have your company for a brief adventure?
Head past for Nanimo.
Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Yep, this person, his name is Tank McMasters. Who am I kidding? I know that's you, McConnell. Oh, you're crafting right there. That is awesome. That's one of the things about I love this game. You can freaking craft it anywhere. I mean, I can only imagine. Like, I would be able to cook spaghetti and meatballs on the spot. I mean, that's definitely going to have to be a thing. That's going to have to be a thing in the future. To cook food on the spot. it's you! What do you think, Liliara, the merchant's daughter? This disguise, I thought I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Shan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea. I would like to have your worldly experience. Now let's be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the Gate of Knolls. Okay, what are you? Corpse Groom. Gotta love flying. Look upon a procession of tattered tents, these refugees in squalor, at the mercy of the elements of Daedalus predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is. And unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigho, and 5 since the calamity. Yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. Way to own up! Way to own up! Your hands have been tied, Your Grace. Which it was. Yes, my authority is limited, but that is an obstacle I must work to overcome. Shall we press on? I will follow the road to unholy hair. It was here, in this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. But I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interest in eastern Danaland, when an untimely rockslide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Ralbon once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me to the truth. He assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by monetarists, we could only have brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet. They were beyond our reach. Thus I did plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens. Quite unaware of the consequences of my action would have you for yours. I shudder to think how many godly souls paid the price for my naivety. But I am no longer a child reciting words of witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn for the monetarist darnable gains. Sorry for my outburst. You are one of the few people whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let's return to the Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. that reminds me. I gotta go ahead and check on my... Gotta check to see if it's payday. I crafted a few things. Squirrel Emperor. Summoning bell. Sweet! We got paid. Withdraw guild. 39,000 bucks. Oh, fudge! I am so close. 285,000 gil. Out of 300,000 over for me to get myself an apartment. Inside a free company house. Okay, let's go ahead and use you. And let's see, gladiator skill. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of documents, signing, and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign, and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from that ignominious chapter of my life, for it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raoban. The match I had been invited to attended was not what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Alamigho against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Raoban to die on the sands that day. Regardless of my intervention, meant Raoban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Raoban is a man of his word. A man of honor. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. I mean, is this member gonna have a happy ending? Yeah, Leonidas! Punch, yeah, Raubon. Excuse me. Maximus Decimus Meridius. The gladiator in Gladiator.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great!
No, it's not.
Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Sham. Rabon!
Your Grace. I have kept you late.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last.
Oh! Give her a hug.
Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
No, that was a happy ending. Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Sean's love for me is that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maid servants for counsel. Raubon, with the authority of a syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge I could cut the strings that bound me. And that was awesome, Animo. Oh, we must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan sworn for law. There are other places I could visit. To the Azaret Ossuary. Where the fudge is that? Ah. Alright, we'll go over here. Ethernet to the Alchemist Guild. Oh. Wrong area. Let's see. Thaumaturgist Guild. Hopefully Nano wants to learn how to fight. That would be so awesome. I'll teach it the samurai way. When the calamity threatened, Raubon led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louis-Soi would have the power to arouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine each and every during one of my excursions. Here I would seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she lead her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Mara, along with Alamigho now freed from imperial chains. I will finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already many displaced Alamigans seek to begin a long trek home. To facilitate that process, I made a small contribution in artisan school in Rauger's Reach. For any who wish to learn new trades, realistically, however, it takes years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive. And this time, Ul'dah Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is of course another question. Why not seek advice from one who employs refugees? The Gold Saucer! A wise decision. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the syndicate. He is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Mandeville? When we do the Mandeville questline, sure. Oh, he's the most generous man, something of eccentric. Let us make our way to the landing. As he is sent where the Gold Saucer, Godbert should be glad to receive us. Okay. Alright, so we gotta head to the Gold Saucer. Here we go. Okay, let's see, to the airstrip. Which is over here. To the airstrip landing. Maybe at some point I will do some PvP. I have ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. I need to have a seek the passage to the Gold Saucer. Yes, please. Born. I heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I've never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. That's the idea of a casino. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to further away the royal coin. Godbert will be expecting us. Let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. Yeah, come on. Come on, Nanamo. I know you want to play some Lucky Cactpot. Speaking of that, I want you to play some mini Cactpot. Sure. Let's see here. That's 6. So we need 6 to make it to 10,000. So let's go for you. Okay, 8. 2. Okay, so it could be down here. You! Yes! Do it! Okay! 720. Still good. Yes, please. Keep it going. Okay, let's see. That's a 1. That's 8. 4. Yes! Okay, that one. Huh? Okay, my math is wrong. Oh. Dang it! I am so close. Play again, yes. Okay, 1, 4, 2, that's 7. 6. Okay, so let's see, that makes 7. So this here is not 6. Let's try you. Okay. Try again. Oh, I can only purchase 3 times a day. Okay. But come on, Animal, go ahead and join the festivities of getting some mad coin. Okay, Wonder Square West. Okay. Mahjong! They got Mahjong here? Oh, they added. I don't remember Mahjong being here. Man, they got new games. It looks like. Senor Saboteur. I believe this is where we meet Lord Mandeville. Shall we sit while we wait his coming? Yes, please. My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind of make yourselves available at short notice. When the Sultana herself comes calling, there's no more important engagement. As the purpose for my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Danaland. You're aware that I am sure that many alamigho displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland. You are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them their suffering. What advice have you for me that would be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting, Your Grace, choice of companion, suggests to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion, and I shall give you one. Advice to stop taxing Ul'dah's wealth to save alamigho refugees is terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition? Most empathetically, I agree with Your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment. But what profit is there for Ul'dah in this arrangement? Profit? Okay, I thought you would be the last person to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. However, I fear that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent to save the refugees, it is not. For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Ul'dah's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigho? It is unlikely they will apply to your generosity. Surely it is not Your Grace's intentions to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill? Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Then indeed my support to pledge the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, with lists also serving the interests of the people of Ul'dah. Exactly so. An arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship, with the returning of Alamigans, even as it generates the revenue required to win approval of your subjects. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Mandeville. I thank you for your candor. Yeah, our person's smiling. He's like, Godbird's a good person, and I will not cut him down. Assaulted in his resolve. Profit, there has never been crossed my mind, but standing about lamenting my naivety will not do any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. While you are perchance acquainted with any successful merchants, if my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. And out of this Lolorito, that mother fudger. I will not trust any agent of the East Alanar Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant land, Kagane, and speaking with him on my behalf. Even though I am not to visit those shores, I am not at leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Assuming that you will travel as adventurers, I shall await your report by the Aetheryte in Ul'dah. A fair journey to you tomorrow, a swift one if you please. Oh, trust me, I can make it swift. Okay, well then everybody, it looks like this is going to be it for today's live stream. I'm hoping that you all have yourselves a good day. And take care of yourselves, everyone.